Hello, Missladypetal. I'm just doing a vlog because I haven't actually caught up with most of you in a while, just to let you know really what's going on in my life at the moment. Sorry about that. Something just fell off a shelf. Hang on. So in the last week I actually have been working on a commission. It came out of the Jules conference, and it wasn't the sort of commission I was actually thinking that I might get, but a commission is a commission nonetheless. And my lovely customer Jessica was very happy to accept the quote that I gave her about this particular painting. So the painting is sitting behind me and it's being delivered this afternoon. So I thought that I would just step aside and show you exactly what it is. What's been going on for me lately? Well, apart from the commission behind me that you can see, I've been doing more letter journals, so I've got some letter journals on the go. Things that have been going on for me: singing in church. I'm back to singing in church. Absolutely love it. Did that. Actually, funny story. Got up there, brand new pair of jeans. I got up on stage for practice. Everything was fine, and then I went to the bathroom before we were supposed to go back on, before the service started, and I couldn't get my zip back up on my brand new pair of jeans that I just worn for the first time. I was completely mortified. I'm really fortunate. I had a really long kind of flowy top on over the top of my jeans so that nobody could see, but I definitely did not raise my arms at all in that service at all. So I was like, oh no. Oh, it was so embarrassing. So but of course, you know, I follow Shannon Green, and I have to put a comedic spin on it, because if you don't look at things as really funny, like, you know, why look at them at all? Like, I would just walk around being constantly humiliated by that memory. So I took the jeans back this morning, and they told me to put wax on the zipper, which apparently worked the moment I walked into the store. Go figure. Seized for 3 days for me, and then it works as soon as it gets in the store. That's just fate. So I get home and my husband goes, why wax? Isn't soap better? Like, soap's a lubricant. Wax might make them clog. So I'm like, okay, well, it's now got wax and soap on that zipper. So I will wear that pair of jeans, and I'm like, let's hope that I can get through it. I'll definitely be wearing one of my, like, artist smocks shirts or something long over the top, or a long coat, something that goes right over the top, just in case I have another one of those wardrobe malfunctions while I go out. I'm still giggling about that, because of course, you know, the last thing you need, I mean, it wasn't as bad as, you know, Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl quite a number of years ago, but, you know, I felt very self-conscious about it. So I've been working on some letter journals, currently working on a letter journal with my niece who's 4, Sarah, and she's just the cutest thing. So this is my letter journal with her at the moment, and this is actually mine. Hers I've sent back to her, and I am starting to colour in these drawings that she's done. So I've started with the house here, and I'm just gradually colouring them in. I did these doodles down the side here, and she's painted in over here. I just think that's really cute that she's trying to work in with the theme of the page. I used a stencil, one of Jane Davenport's stencils here, and left her blank, and just to see what Sarah would do. So she started this beautiful kind of, it's like they're like puffy paint. So she's done these things over here. So I don't know how we're going to go with that. And that's all we've done in that one so far. So, but her one is all about fairies and butterflies and really cute things like that. So I've sent that back to her recently, and I'm sure she's working on it with me at the moment. Something else that I've done, I've had a whole bunch of postcards made of my artwork. So I now am selling those. They're $1 each. And of course I don't have any of them on me here because I did not think this through, which is completely typical for me. I just sit down and go, I have a few moments, I'll just chat to everybody. So I don't have any of those at the moment, but they are, I have a lot of my gratitude canvases on them. I have my winter flowers painting on there, and I think that's about it for now. I'm interested in that because a lot of people have been asking me, well, you know, I can't get your artworks, I live on the other side of the world, or and I'd really like to have a little bit of, what you're doing. So, I just had some postcards printed, and originally there was a run done for the Jules conference, and all of those postcards were sold to educate widows in India. So that was the project this year, educating widow educators. So what that means is they were educating 12 women who would go out to remote villages and then talk to newly widowed women and about what their rights were and about any entitlements that they may have. Things like there's a pension in India that widows can apply for, but they have to do it within like 7 days, I think. Otherwise they lose entitlement for it. And of course you're grieving during that period. So these widow educators go in and they help widows get through that. They help to prevent them from being, evicted from their homes by other family members, which unfortunately goes on a lot. So I was really happy that it wasn't just going into like chickens or blankets or something, but it was going in to provide these women with a support service that actually gives them some entitlements and they become a little bit more financially secure and they don't have to worry so much. So I really liked that project, and I loved the thought that my art was going to do that. Also at the Jules conference we raised over $1,500, and that's going to actually put 2 roofs on churches. So some of my paintings went into that. There was lots of donations at the mission stalls, and then we took up an offering, which is the first time we've ever done that at Jules. And we raised exactly $1,500, which was exactly enough to put 2 tin roofs on some mud brick churches, one for a cane cutting community. They're some of the poorest communities in India, and another for another that we haven't found out which one's getting that roof yet. But these are for really poor remote villages that can build their mud hut, walls and floors, but they can't afford to put the roofs on because these are the poorest of the poor. So that was really cool out of Jules. Like, that's why I was painting my paintings for Jules this year, so I was really pleased with that. The other thing I've been doing, and I've been having lots and lots of fun with it, is these are just like Avery sticker sheets, and I just bought like, I don't know, a packet of 3,000, and I can put them in my laser printer and print addresses on them. And I originally thought, oh, I'll do these for address stickers, and I thought, I have 3,000. How about I do them on letter journals? So what I've actually done, and I've got a letter journal I'm working on at the moment, is, oh, and I've got paint over it. But what I've actually done, and you can't see the addresses, but I've actually painted on them, and I use these for letter journals now. So instead of just writing on the back, I like the idea that you can maybe put the stickers somewhere all along where they fit. So there's 3 people in this journal, and that was pre me painting this sheet. And that's post me painting this sheet. But I really like that. I thought that was pretty cool. And I've just noticed that I spilled some grey paint on it from one of the layouts. I'm doing it in the moment. It's going to have to rewrite over that again. But anyway, but that was just using distress paints. So I've got just been playing with just getting a few distress paints. So I've got Squeeze Lemonade, I've got Picked Raspberry and Peacock Feathers. So, and I just smushed them all around actually on this sheet, and then I just got a credit card and actually just swiped it across. You can see the swipes, and made sure I dotted the yellow all the way through because I didn't want to make mud, and I ended up making a lovely colour purple in the middle. It was just, yeah, just really pretty. I liked that. I like the way that works. I've gotten a couple of letter journals back. So this is the latest one I've gotten back, which is really pretty. If you're on Crazy Island Family, you would have seen this already. But this is gorgeous. A little steampunk girl with some cogs down the side. And here's a little girl I drew. You know, these are collaborative. So I left this page with just the photocopy of it, but nobody ended up in the run actually colouring it in or doing something with it. So I'm thinking I may spray that so that it matches the back. We'll see. Because you can add things in. The lovely Gina Aarons. I think, sorry, this page was done by Nadine Hovd. She's just fabulous. Gina Aarons. And I did a flip page, so you can do little flip pages. So that's a really thin, like, that's just like brown packing paper. And I had just stamped some hearts on it. You can see better later on the other side. So Gina's done a flat. So she's done the girl on one side and then coloured it in on the other, which I just think is awesome. There's a map in there. And then Vicky McBride, she's done this page. Very cute. Pretty girls. Gina did another page. And she's got all little bits and pieces. It's just really nice. That was the other side of that flap. So of course very kind of thin. Not, you know. And it already had those stamped images on it from mine. And look, I have a lot of happy mail from Gina, and I thought, well, I'm going to use some of Gina's happy mail in this journal, since our Gina's one of the swap partners in this journal. So I used some of her round stickers, her little photographs, some painted papers, but I haven't finished the page yet. It had one of my doodle flowers at the back, just a photocopy. So, you know, I'll do something with it. And there's a page going this way using a napkin. I actually have that napkin, and I'm actually using it somewhere else at the moment, so that's pretty cool. And just some stenciling. So that page isn't finished either, so I'm actually going to add something into that. And you can add, look, this is the time when you can add, at the end you can add lumpy bumpies in. So if I wanted to do, like, embellish that cover and put all like really pretty, like I've got a lot of these clay molds at the moment that I've made. If I wanted to do stuff like that in it, I really could. So now's the time when you get them back. Don't think that you can't touch them again. So this is the last page. So it's another one of Nadine's Pretty Girls and some flowers, and then some of Gina Aaron's security envelope doodle flowers. Really pretty. Really pretty. So I have a couple of these journals back at the moment. I am looking at doing a tutorial on these journals, binding them into a book. So each of these journals becomes a signature in that book. It's single signature. And I then will, unlike Gina, who's done like a Midori style pocket journal with flip out pages and things like that, I'm actually going to bind them into a journal, and I'm sure I'll have a couple of these by the end. I'm just having a look to see how thick they get when they come back. So there's 3, one's not finished yet, and then I know I've got another 7 or 8 out there, so by the time I get them back they'll be quite thick. At least they're finished then when I'm putting them in, so I know that whatever thickness they've got there is the final thickness. So that's pretty good. But that'll be coming up, I would say, probably in about 3 months. I'll get enough back to actually, I know I've got about like 3 or 4, another 3 or 4 back in the next month or 2. So I figure within the next 3 months I should actually have that tutorial up about actually binding these into a proper journal. And then you can just flip through them like normal things. I love it. I love it. Okay, I think that's it for me this afternoon. I'm like, yay, I've gotten through that. So, what else is going on? No, nothing else. I'm excited to get rid of this painting this afternoon. Then I've got to start another one for my son. He asked me to do some sort of Pokemon painting for him for his room as part of his birthday present. So I'm doing a fox with 9 tails, whatever that means. So I've got that one. I put that on hold to do this commission. I'll show that while I'm doing that. That'll be fun. More Pokemon-ish kind of cartoon character. So the sort of stuff that I do is so varied. Depending on where, you know, one of the things I wanted to say was, you can't, it's like, I know some artists, they really snub their noses at people like me who understand what their customers want. So I do my fine art, and you can see the corner of my summer flowers painting up in the corner here. I do fine art, but I also do art journaling, and I do art as commissions and art that people, what they choose that they want to hang on their walls, because not everybody has the same tastes. So, you know, that this commission behind me is actually going in an office, and it's quirky and it suits her personality, and she's prepared to pay a lot of money for it. In which case, great. I'll do a painting. That's not what I originally thought that canvas would be about, but I don't really care, because that canvas is sold and the painting is sold before I've even started the painting, which is amazing. And part of the thing with that, and I'll do a separate vlog on commission work, because I think, how do you market yourself? How do you get commissions? What are the sort of tools we do to get inside the mind of the person that we're doing the commission for? I asked the person, Jessica, who's my customer who bought this painting, I asked her a lot of questions about who she was, what she liked, and exactly what ticked for her and what made her her and what was unique for her. And I've painted a lot of those things into that simple canvas. And I've sent her proofs of it, and she's absolutely in love with it. And that's a really important thing to note when you're doing this kind of thing. So just a teaser for a subject that I actually want to cover in an upcoming vlog. I think it would be pertinent, because there's no reason why some of us that are doing small canvases and small mixed media and are practicing faces and there's no reason why you can't start selling your art. But how do you market yourself, and how do you try and do art that meets the market that you're looking at? So stay tuned for that. And take care. Learn something new today. It keeps you young. Goodbye for now from Missladypetal.